In this video, I'll be showing you how to fix older Teknikk Gen5 elevators in Roblox. I will also be explaining in step-by-step process on how you can fix it yourself, so you can get a better understanding of what I'm doing in the code. So let's start by how these elevators used to work. Inside the elevator platform, there is something called body velocity and body position, and we can't forget body gyro. But what do they do? Well, to begin with, body velocity sounds very self-explanatory, is what makes the elevator move up and down. Body position, on the other hand, is what makes the elevator level with the floors. Body gyro is just what keeps it upright so it doesn't go toppling over in the shaft, since most older Teknikks don't have shaft rails in them, so they use body gyros to make sure they don't get stuck or anything. So why do they not work anymore? They relied on an older physics engine that Roblox was deprecating, which was basically removing in quote. And now there are new things to replace body velocity and body position and body gyro too. They use attachments and stuff, and it's a newer technology, and it actually works better than the previous body movers in my opinion. Oh yeah, something that I almost forgot to mention is that some older Teknikk elevators used to have some kind of rope constraints with attachments and stuff using the newer technology, but they used to work because the legacy solver actually disabled the new technology, which caused the ropes and rod constraints to not behave like they're supposed to, which some people used to have like motor attachments to the elevator, which actually worked pretty well. So now that was removed, it caused a lot of issues. So instead of the elevator simply just falling to the ground or not moving at all, now you had it flinging all over the place since the ropes were trying to keep it in place. Now that I have explained to you on how these older Teknikk elevators work, I'll start showing you some examples on how to fix it. So here is the base model Teknikk A1, which is using the Gen 5 controller, which basically all the Teknikks use, unless you're using an older one, which I will get to later in the video. But let's focus on the latest one here, the Teknikk A1. So now use your Explorer to navigate into the controller, or where the controller is, which should be called a Teknikk Gen5 E2, or somewhere along those lines. You can check which one it is. Okay, so here I have my Teknikk Gen5 E2 elevator controller open. So since the game starts, we don't want the elevator to do any funny stuff, and before we actually start editing, go to the top left. I recommend it strongly to format the document, format selection, format document. Makes it look nicer, not weird indentations and stuff. So we find that our body BP is body position and BV is body velocity as stated here. I'll make this bigger actually. And so what we want to do, we actually want to create a variable, so we would type in local max force equals vector3.new 500,000, which should be more than enough actually for this elevator. So 500,000 and 500,000. Do keep in mind that the max force may vary on elevators, since some elevators may have lots of stuff in them that may weigh a lot. So because I have seen it before, so it just varies on how much it weighs and stuff. So you just have to do trial and error. So, but this should work. Definitely, this should work. So now we look at our BP body position. I'll set that to .max force equals max force, since we already defined what max force is right here. So this will be the vector 3. It will set this, so we don't have to retype it every time, and it just makes your life easier. So BP is on, and then we need to go to BV. Since we're not using body velocity when when the elevator is stationary, we will just set it to 0 actually, equals vector3 dot new 0 0 0. So it should just be like that, and we should be good for this part. This is for the first part, which is when the elevator starts, the elevator can just stay stationary, so all it needs to do is use body position for that. So now what we're going to look for is the elevator run function. Right here, we found it. It may be different on an older model, which I will talk about it in the later. I'll talk about it later in the video actually, so don't worry about that. I'll show you right now a different one, which would be slightly older. We have like different stuff, so no worries. So right here, this is when the elevator will start moving. So it says the body positions to 0. So all we need to do is do BP dot max force equals vector3 dot new 0 0 0. Since we don't need body position, we actually need body velocity. So now here we'd set it to BV dot max force equals max force as we defined earlier over here in the variable. Where is it? Yeah, we defined it right here. So now that should be fine. This should work now. Now we find when it stops. It may be different for again. So I will go over some other different controllers later. But these are just basics. So here is when it starts to level on the floor. Is smooth level. If not smooth level, my bad. So we need body position now, so we can do BP dot max force, which will set the max force to the max force that we set. So that should make body position function, and then we need to disable body velocity. So BV dot max force equals vector3 dot new dot new 0 0 0. So now we have that working, and all you need to do now, oh wait, yes, oh my bad, sorry. So now we need to copy and paste this into the one that says smooth level. Again, it may be different, but as you noticed here, there are some different values than over here, so you may choose to completely change them, or you can just do again what I did at the top over here, just this, and then bv.max force is 0, bv.max force equals vector3 dot new 0 0 0. And that is basically it, what we need to do to fix it. But we will talk about some other issues that we may encounter with other elevators. But so what I did right now, so this is when it's gonna level, smooth level, the elevator slows down, and then as soon as it reaches the floor, which is by this equation or math stuff that it's doing, we need to make sure the body position, we need to make the body position turn on, and then we need to turn off body velocity, which is what it's doing here. Same thing can be said here. We turn on body position, we turn off body velocity, and then when the elevator should start moving, we turn off body position and we turn on body velocity. And then the edit that we made up here is just to make sure that the elevator, you know, stays where it is when the game starts and we're going to load into the game. And that should be it. This should technically be working now. Let's see, let's just test it. So it opens, you can call it, send it up. As you can see, it's smooth leveled. If I were to try to jump and like mess up the elevator, it will come back to the positions because we did set the max force on it, so it will stay there. No matter what we do, it will come back. And if I were to jump off and call it back down, it should come down with no problems. I don't know if you noticed, but it is a bit slow, so I will actually change that. So we go back into our script, and I'm pretty sure it's the smooth level. Yes. You may need to change the smooth level because it is a bit slow, so all I need to do for this, I will actually turn it to false. Or you can just change it, the values, like on the function there. So, but now it should be more responsive since I turned off smooth leveling. We saw there, more responsive. But again, let's say I turn on smooth leveling again, and I just copy what not smooth leveling had, and it should be completely fine. So I actually probably would recommend that actually. So just copy what's in here, what you just did, and just copy it over here and it should level properly now actually. So we'll test that actually right now. So we call it up. There we go. Yeah, see, works fine now. It was just a bit, the body position was too weak on this one before we changed it, so I just copied the one from the not smooth leveling. So let me actually undo that. Okay, there we go. So that's fixed. And now let me bring up the other elevators that I have over here. I have a set already that I will fix. So like let's look at this one since this one's a bit broken. The doors are broken on this one, so I'll show you. See, it's not supposed to do that. Mainly because the welds are broken on this, so... Okay, well something clearly was not going to plan with this elevator. I tried removing all the welds to see if it would fix the issue with the doors or the cab itself, and it just fell apart. Like the whole thing fell apart. So, since this elevator was welded manually, we're gonna have to remove all the welds, which I already did, which is why it fell apart, and we'll use a new weld system, which is what I will be using is WeldConstraints, which is way easier to use than the previous weld system, and that should fix everything. So inside the car model, there's in the properties menu, there's something called a primary part. This will be used for my code. So we will actually set the primary part to the car's platform, and then we'll be using it later in the code. And let's find the welding. We can fix the movement later, but we just need to fix the car first. Which shouldn't be very hard anyways. So I don't think there's a weld function here, so there's only like C-frame, which is very buggy. Yes, there does not seem to be a weld. So we'll make our own weld. So if you go all the way down, you should actually be running this at the top so the car doesn't fall apart. So what we'll be doing on this one, we will do a for loop for index object. So object is obj in pairs script.parent.car get descendants, or actually get descendants. Do first we need to remove any welds, if there were any welds in the car, which I already removed them, but I'll just do this as an example. So it'd be obj, if obj object is a weld, then obj remove object, destroy, my bad. So that should remove all the welds in the car. Now for welding, we're going to use WeldConstraints for index object in pairs script.parent.car get descendants do. So now we need to check if the object is a base part. So mg : is a part, base part, so any can be a union, a weird mesh, or anything, so it's just not just parts. So then you would create a local instance, or not local instance, but local weld equal instance.new weld constraint, and then weld dot part 0 should be equals script.parent.car.primary part. The primary part is what we set in the properties, which is the platform. We clicked on here and we clicked on the platform and the explorer. So that will always be the part that it's gonna look to when it's the primary part. So now we would do weld.part0, part 1 equals object. And then you can just set the parent of the weld, since you do have to put it somewhere, so I'll just put it weld.parent equals object. So now that should be welding everything, and then after it's welded, we obviously do want to unanchor it, so we'll do another for loop. I know there's a better way to do this, but just for this example, it should be very simple. So script.parent to car, get descendants, do, and then it'd be like the same thing if obj is a base part, base part, then obj dot anchored equals false. So what this does, it removes all the old welds that may be breaking, it creates new welds, and then unanchors the elevator. Let's see if it works right now. Let's play test. Seems to be working properly. Oh yeah, well, my bad. I forgot to fix it really quick. Let's do that. We need to make our max force. It can be, I don't know, vector3.new, 500,000, 500,000. Just copy paste this, comma. So we have our 500,000. Now what we need to do is set here inside this little function. Oh yeah, before we forget, we should format our document, since that makes it look better. BP dot max force equals max force. Oh yeah, make sure you declare your variable, your max force variable, before you know, try doing that, since it will not work. So make sure you put it above everything, like up here somewhere. So now we have our body position, and now we need to disable our body velocity equal vector3.new 000. Now we go look for start. It's different, like I said, but it's basically the same thing. We just need to find, so see here, B, whatever this body movement is, so body position dot max force equals vector3.new 000. Now we need for our body velocity dot max force equals max force, which is what we declared at the top again. And then for stop, B right there, we need to make sure that nothing else is here. Same thing here, we need body position, so BP dot max force equals max force, BV dot max force equals vector3.new 000. Turns off body velocity, turns on body position when it needs to level. And then start, you know, it turns on body velocity and turns off body position. So that should actually fix this. That should actually fix all the problems this one has. Let's test it. So let's say I want to go here, and seems something, I missed something. Let me just double check. Okay, we can see here that 500,000 is not enough. So this is another great example. And it seems that our body position is not strong enough either. So we need to increase the power. Oops. Oh, I actually typed in 0. Again, it depends. You may need to lower the D, so that actually fixed it. So let's go to 3. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot how to manually change this. There we go. Yeah, like tweaks like that will be, required for this, since, not all elevators are the same. So if I were to change body positions, D to stop, right? Yeah, D, I'll change it to, 400, since that's what I did. Or you can even change it to 800, it should be fine. 800 should be fine. And then just make sure, Oh wait, I'm changing the wrong one, my bad. It's for this one. Where is stop? Okay, so here you can just, change it to 800. It's trial and error. You do have to experiment on how, how much force it needs. That's why I did say 500,000 may not be enough. So let's actually go out and change that actually. So let's just add a few more zeros. You can just copy paste this. Now we should be good. Now the elevator should worked fine. Let's go here. Okay, well clearly, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, see, elevator works fine. Levels fine. Yep, there we go. Elevator works. Now, this one's done. This one I fixed since there is a weld script inside of it, so you just need to make sure whatever model you're trying to fix, whatever elevator you're trying to fix, make sure that there's no random weld scripts in them, since that may interfere with the fixes I'm doing, since they would try to create welds and stuff, but it doesn't need the welds since the elevator already welds itself. So I don't know why that was there, but it was there for a reason, but we don't know. But yes, this one, well, it's the same fix. I think we all get it. Let's see this one. I'm gonna find a different looking one. But again, I think these all look the same. They should all be the same, basically, but there might be some sneaky things. Yep, these are all the same. You repeat the same steps here from earlier, and that would be fixed. And then for the doors, I think there were some issues with the doors here. You can actually just implement the fix that I did on this one onto here. But yes, you may encounter some elevators that have like these unanchored, so you will want to anchor the shaft and the doors too, because some of the even older ones than these, actually let me look at these. Okay, yeah, these have the walls anchored, but some of them did not have these anchored, so that might be an issue. It may look weird and stuff. So just make sure that your elevator is anchored, because some things can be anchored, but I don't know if they'd break. But see, I anchored the elevator. This works fine still. Yep, works fine. Okay, so apparently I forgot to show you another freight elevator that has a body position that's named BodySupports. So I'm going to show you right now how to remove the body support since it's not needed anymore. Okay, so we are looking at our Gen 5 elevator right here. This one that has the body support. It's inside the platform. It's what this body support does. It just keeps the elevator from going in any of these directions, but it's not needed because it has a shaft and it actually will cause issues with the fix. So we're gonna get rid of it. So if we go to our controller, reformat, and scroll down until we find body support. This is this one, BS. So we will just simply Control F and find where it's used, and it's just only used twice, so we'll just select all of this and we'll delete this, and then we go back here and you can choose to remove it, but it's best to remove it since it will also, you know, remove it from the script. And also don't forget to delete this in the platform. Don't forget to delete the body support. And now if we were to apply the fix, it should be here, so it'd be BP. Oh, actually I did not make my variable. Let me do that really quick for y'all. Local max force equals vector3.new 500,000. I should have it here. Just do that. Faster. Okay, so then there is this faster way to, you know, do the inactive thing. So instead of typing vector3.new 0, 0, 0, you can just do something like this: no max force equals vector3.new 0, 0, 0. So you don't have to rewrite this all over again, and it's just easier to type this than this. So it makes your life easier to code. So now we were good to go. Here we want body position dot max force to equal no max force, which just sets this, which is what we do. So, and then set the BV to max force, our body velocity, and then stop. We would copy BP dot max force equals max force, and then body velocity BV dot max force equals no max force. So we would just copy this and paste it here, which is the same thing, and this should now work if we playtest. Well, something hasn't worked. Oh, my bad. I didn't notice the error I made. I put max instead of .new. Whoops. Now it should work. Okay. Should work now. Well, should have worked. Okay, now that our elevator is working, we should all be good now. This elevator does have a tendency to get stuck. So usually what you can do is actually increase the force on it, since that actually does help. So, well, let's do that right now actually. You just have to add a few zeros. Just make the number bigger, and it should work with no problems. There we go. No issues now. Just needed to add a few more zeros to make it stronger. There are some more advanced topics on how to make these more efficient, but I think I'll leave it to the next video that I'll be releasing for this, which will cover how the client handles the physics with this elevator, or all the elevators actually, and how to make it so only the server handles the physics and not the client. So that will be in the next video, but that should be it for now. So, oh yeah, the download this file, this place will be available to download on the description. There'll be a MediaFire link to this place. You can download it, open it on your computer locally, and you should be able to see what I did or follow along on the tutorial on what I did. So, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you on how to fix these. And if you have any questions or you have experienced any issues, you should comment below and I'll see what I can do, and I'll cover it in the next video that I'll be doing. But that's it.